Yo, we back again. It's the Real Rap Coalition. Uh, I forgot what the name of this segment is, but
Live
yeah,
in real
we
time.
in real time. We in real time in it beat. Yeah. So yeah, this week Super Mario Brothers came out. Super fire movie. Well, so to speak, nostalgia and all that stuff. But yeah, we're gonna record that today for y'all. We're gonna review that today for y'all. But first, we're gonna introduce everybody. I am Black Roots. Can I get introduction from all the people here, please?
Oh boy, am I next? It's me, KTL, and the L does not stand for Luigi. It's lit.
All right, man. This is Big Lordy Lord Pools, whatever, man. This is a PG movie, but I'm not muzzling or censoring myself for shit, motherfucker. Let's
Yeah,
get
don't
it.
let your kids watch this shit for real.
Yeah,
Fuck
spoiler
it.
alert.
Or let them watch it. They need to toughen up anyway.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Yeah, this is Showtime Slim, man. I appreciate Roots for stepping in as the host. He's doing a fine job, man. Keep it up, Roots.
Hey yo.
Yeah, fuck you. Yeah. So yeah, everybody went and saw this within the last 2 3 days, so it's still fresh on our mind and whatnot. I'll go ahead and give, just I mean, it's not really necessary, but I'm just gonna give a background. Super Mario been out for a really long fucking time. I think the first Super Mario game I played that I remember is fucking Mario 64 on fucking Nintendo, like way back in the day and shit. I've been a Mario fan for a while. I think I've played all of the games up until the most recent one where this nigga's throwing his hat around and shit. But yeah, I think Mario is a fire character. I actually kind of expected this after seeing that they, did the Sonic movies. I think they're going to start delving into doing more, not necessarily live action, but more,
They're making the
animated
Smash Bros.
movies. For
Cinematic Universe, man. They got the
Yeah,
Sonic
yeah,
movies.
yeah.
They got Detective
It's dope, and
Pikachu. You
I
know.
hope to see, a crossover at some point in time. I think that would be fucking dope. But yeah. I don't really know how to recap a PG movie.
Oh, it's
Let
real
Pulo.
simple, brother.
Let's
Let
go.
me. I got that. I got this. I got this. Slim, move out
All
the
right,
way.
go. All right,
All
man.
right, man. So our movie starts, man. First thing, first, like the opening scene, fucking amazing, man. They did the Mario Brothers rap. You know what I'm saying? Slim asked before I had seen the movie. He didn't know that there was a Mario Brothers movie that came out in the '90s, man. I recommend y'all go see it if you ain't seen it. It's a piece of shit. You know what I'm
it is a
saying?
piece of
But
shit.
I really liked how they started the movie off, man. They got their commercial, they're doing a little Mario Brothers rap. They're plumbers, man. They're up there with their over the top racist stereotypical Italian accents and shit. You know what I'm saying? And it cuts to them in like a pizza spot or arcade, whatever it is. And this leads me to the first thing that I want to say about this movie. I'll talk about them a little bit, but I don't even have enough time to go through all the different Easter eggs and
Yeah,
references that they
I already
made.
know what you're about to
It was
reference to.
fucking amazing,
You
dog.
gotta do a separate
You know what
video
I'm
on that,
saying?
KTL.
You got the little dude at the arcade cabinet. That's the original
Jumpman.
Mario over the top Italian dude from like Donkey Kong
Mhm.
when he was throwing the barrels. You know, but that shit is great. So, you find out Mario and Luigi, first off, they don't talk like that. They just talk like regular, New York Italians. Uh, and you know what I'm saying? They're plumbers. They're trying to, like, they just recently left a job that had a lot of job security for them because they wanted to follow their dreams. They wanted to go be great plumbers, man. And you got a big motherfucker, he's a dickhead.
Big
He's out
Spike.
here, Spike. Yeah, he's out here trying to tell them that they're not shit. They ain't never gonna be shit. And Mario like walks up, he finna buck up to him because Buddy out here trying to hoe his brother and shit. You know,
Did he get hold?
Like, yo,
yeah,
that nigga up.
yeah, kinda, yeah, he did. But, he was finna go out scrapping. But anyway,
Well,
so
that
they
was his
go,
shit.
they
Yeah,
get
he's gonna
they
get his ass.
self, they get they self a call. They get their first client, man. So they got a cold ass scene, man. They
Fire.
they like they van don't cut on, so they gotta run to where they supposed to be at. Mario doing all type of like cold ass parkour shit, and Luigi just running along with the tool belt. Like he's really just a sidekick in this movie, bro. And I don't
Hey,
know how I feel about that. Like, I think that it fits his character, but I think there's more to Luigi.
That's what
But I
he is.
think that this was a great way to like start it out, you know.
That's
yeah,
what he
But
is.
but
I'll
Puos,
say
like he
I'll
can
say
do
the
all
way
type of
they.
cold
Oh, go
shit.
ahead.
Like,
What
I'll
you
say
say?
the way they did that scene was super dope, just because. So they have the side to side, the I
side
guess
scrolling.
panning, yeah, the side scroll, like how the original movie, not movie, the original game for the I want to say the Game Boy, whatever color, the Game Boy Color. It was side to side. You know what I'm saying? Like
Man, that
you
shit was
got
on
these
the
stages that you
Super
go through and
Nintendo,
shit.
my boy.
I didn't play that one.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
okay.
you're right. You're right. Super Nintendo. But yeah, so they do the scene, but it's like a updated version. So like where in the game it's just a regular jump. This nigga's doing cold, like KTL said, like a bunch of cold ass parkour shit where he like jumping over gates and
Knocking
running
down
across
ladders,
fucking
getting
shit,
fucking.
knocking down shit. He'll go over a gate just to open it on the other side for his brother to go in. Like I think the way they did that scene was cold, just from instead of doing it from either like shooting it from in front of him or behind him, they shoot it from the side, and it plays exactly how the game does, but like I said, with updated moves. So I thought that was super dope. They actually do that in a couple of different scenes in this movie. So I thought that was super fucking dope.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And go ahead. You had something, Slim, or what?
yeah. I was gonna say I like it because kind of what you was just pointing out, Roots. I think the reason that they did it that way was because like this is our first instance of seeing Mario in that
Animated.
type of what well no, not even that, but I mean in this movie this is our first peak of him doing that type of shit, like jumping over
Doing
shit.
Mario
Like
shit, yeah.
exactly. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think what it is it's setting us up for, him to be able to do all the other shit because although he's not able to really do the shit that he needs to do later down the line, like the shit he does in the games, um, we're seeing that he has a set of skills already from the beginning. So he's
Mm-hmm.
not just a regular ass person that can't do anything, like it's not athletic at all. They're showing us his skills from the beginning, so it's setting up for later down the line when he actually needs to use them in combat and shit like that.
Well, this also leads me into one thing that I want to say, bro. Like the musical score for this shit, the way that they
Fire,
did all the
Fire.
classic songs and
Yes,
shit,
sir.
like that shit was amazing, bro.
bro.
Like,
That scene was 10 out of
Just
10,
from.
bro.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
what you
No,
said,
I'm
Puos?
no, I'm agreeing with you. Like as far as the music and the like from the old games, how they just not randomly, but you don't know when they about to throw the music in
Mm-hmm.
there. Like I just felt like it fit every scene so
It's
well with
subtle.
dun 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 dun. Like that shit was so
Mm-hmm.
fire.
Yeah,
It was
bro.
funny
When
and
they
fire.
showed
Like, it's 10
pause,
out of
pause,
10
super
as far as
pause,
music.
pause when they show the green pipe and shit. Whenever they go underground and shit from trying to
Mm-hmm.
save New York and they fail and shit, and then they show and as soon as they show the shit, it's real subtle and it's kind of quiet. It was fire as fuck. I fucked with that.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh shit, that's the song from the shit when you go down the pipe. You're like
That's
that's
a fact.
and it's clear that's what they were doing. But I think the way that they did it, the subtleness of it, just along with the movie, it wasn't just out there in everybody's face and shit. It was real subtle, and I think that was really I fucked with that a lot.
Yeah.
So they get to where they going and shit, you know what I'm saying? You got this what appears to be at least a moderately upper class couple, they having a problem with they sink. So they go in there, and they finna handle their business and shit, right? They get the sink all fixed up, and then Luigi done pissed off this dog, man.
He
This
stepped on
big
his
Stepped
bone.
on the bone.
man, that dog, I tell you, that dog was on their ass, boy.
She was
That
stupid.
that
That
dog,
That
is
shit was stupid. That
She was
shit.
that it
I'm
stupid
not
as
gonna
was
lie.
fuck.
That
stupid.
scene pissed me off because that
That
dog was
scene
That
was
like
stupid as
dog
fuck,
was
being a
bro.
trying to
dick,
get
bro. Like
was
active,
funny,
boy.
bro.
Buddy walked in.
that dog was
Buddy
being a
walked in.
fucking dick,
Hey,
bro.
Roots.
Like,
Buddy walked in the bathroom and closed the door with his tail.
facts,
Get your
like.
bitch ass. Like, come on.
Boy, that
Come on.
motherfucker really was on they ass, boy. And they didn't want, I was like, bro, if you don't kick this dog in the fucking face, like,
The
Yeah,
fucking
this
dog.
dog, this
They
dog
trap.
knew some shit, bro. Like
Man.
the fucking shower starts filling up with water and shit. This nigga like, oh, I'm gonna just swim to the
He
top
know
Nigga
what
was
he's
first.
finna
excited,
I'm gonna
do.
get to
boy.
these
He
niggas,
was
bro.
excited when that shit started filling up. Like, get your bitch ass on.
Man, so that dog fucks up everything, you know what I'm saying? Breaks off the sink, the fucking leaks in the flow, the shower, all type of shit is
Luigi
fucked
need to
up,
watch
man.
where the fuck he going next time. He just
That's
broke
a
dude
fact.
bones.
Yeah,
Slim,
yeah.
that ain't even really like, but it's a bone, bro. Like that
That's
shit, like
his bone, KT.
I
If a
know,
nigga
but I
come break
know they
my
got
bone, I'm gonna be
100
pissed.
more of them in that house. He got
Bro,
100 more bones in
KTL.
that house, Slim.
KTL, it don't matter
It's
how
still
many
his
bones
shit.
I got. If a nigga break my bone, I'm gonna be pissed.
Well, first things first, pause. Second things second, right? I don't think that that like him stepping on that hoe and breaking that bitch in half implies that you cannot use that anymore.
That's
He just
not
gonna
the
eat that
point.
hoe.
Do you
He
not
gonna
understand
chew
the
on that
KTL,
shit.
principle?
It
It's a
don't make
KTL.
it any
principle.
you. It don't
It's
mean
the
it
fact
less
that it's my shit
utility.
and you broke it.
Come on,
Hey,
man.
Man,
KTL.
you
Go
shouldn't
ahead,
leave that
Pulos.
bitch sitting out in the middle of the flow.
That's his
If
house.
if
Man,
a
that's
nigga
it.
walk in
Yeah,
your house,
well, yeah, look what you did. You played a stupid
Go
game,
ahead,
you won a
Pulos,
stupid
man.
prize.
KTL,
Oh,
if a nigga walk in your house and step on a steak you eating, you're not gonna be upset about that.
Not if I left my steak in the middle of the flow.
KTL, that's where he be at. He be in the middle of
Who
the
else? Why the
flow.
fuck I left my steak in the middle of the
He's
That's
flow?
a
that's where
dog.
he be at. That's his home. He be in the
I'm
He's a
middle of the
asking
dog.
flow.
Puos a question, Slim. You made your feelings
He's
clear.
a dog, bro.
Yeah, Puos. Well, then he shouldn't be getting mad. Dogs don't have emotions, neither.
Boy,
Anyway,
you crazy as
And
fuck.
and dogs
That's
can't
like
close
that's
doors with
like big
KTL.
dogs
yeah.
got emotions.
But so the dog, like, you know what I'm saying, fucks all that shit up. And they like gotta save dude from out like falling out the window. He end up in the toilet. They open the door and see like them pulling the dog out the toilet and shit. It didn't
Nigga
go
say
well.
he found the
Like,
problem.
yeah, he found the problem. So he go home, you know, and you got this big Italian ass Mario family. It's some uncles and some fathers and shit. All them got crazy mustaches and some more shit. And his family some hoes, boy. I can't lie to you.
Fact.
That boy
That
family
that
hoes.
that den was so terrible, bro. Like they sitting there holding the
Bro,
shit out these
nobody
niggas
said
for 30
nothing
minutes,
nice to
damn
him
near.
and his mama, bro. Like,
What?
And
God,
that might be,
damn.
and that might be how it goes. Like that might be like a cultural thing. Like, but if
I ain't never been in an
they made
Italian
a
family.
less than I don't know, desirable decision that in their eyes and shit. And they tell them about themselves. Like y'all just went and did some dumb shit. Y'all got a motherfucking fucking Italian rap on the goddamn TV, looking like idiots. Y'all went and did your first job, fucking failed. Like
Yeah,
Hey,
y'all,
we not
he
gonna
like
told him
do
that
that, man. That
he
shit
told
was
Mario
fire. That
he
Italian
quit a
rap
state
was fire.
yeah, he told him he quit a stable job to go follow a crazy dream. So yeah, obviously like the family didn't believe in him going out to take a risk and
No,
you know
but
do
Slim,
what
but
he's
my
trying to do.
problem is motherfuckers like being dickheads and they get slapped. He says, What? What'd I say? Like, what the fuck you think you said? You know
What
what
I
you said, you dick.
hey, what I find interesting about that scene is how they played up to Mario saying he didn't like mushrooms. I
Yeah.
liked how they did that.
Mm-hmm.
And
And that's unexpected. I think that's fire though.
facts. Obviously it's foreshadowing because he's gonna have to deal with mushrooms later. But I like how they added that in there.
Mm-hmm. But you know what I'm saying? You know, Mario's like, all right, man, I'm going to my room. Fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? He playing some like I was in the theater watching this shit, and the motherfucker next to me, you know, he's playing the game, and motherfucker says, oh look, it's Kid Icarus. You know, I had a nerd next to me and shit. Shout out to that guy. I hope he enjoyed the movie. But you know, he playing the game and he cuts that bitch off, and it's on the fucking news. And that's another one of the
it's a
Easter eggs.
game. It's a game. It's another Easter egg. It's a
Yeah,
game that was
it's a
popular
Super
back in the Super
Nintendo
Mario
game.
time.
That's enough. But they got another Easter egg, you know what I'm saying? They cut on the news and it's like a fucked up situation with the pipes and the plumbing and shit over there in the middle of the city. And you got like the mayor, and the mayor was actually the girl from like the first Mario shit. Like that's the girl he was trying to save, like before he was fucking with Peach. I forget her name. I think it's Paulina or some shit. But you know what
I
I'm
know what
saying?
you're
That was
talking
that.
about.
Yeah,
So that's fire. But
that's
you
dope.
know, Luigi had gone in there and he was like, "Hey, you know, like you're not dragging me down." You know, like he really that's fire, man. Like they really love their brother and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? They really they like that, man, and I like that that was conveyed in this movie very well. But so they go to try to like fix the problem. You know, he
And
looking
make it
his
worse.
look at this amateur. He says he's an amateur. He's not even looking in the right spot. That freaking guy was trying to like fix that hole up top. So they go down into the sewers,
That was
And
fire too when they jumped down the manhole.
hell yeah.
Pause. That's what it's
Jesus.
called. Well, that is what it's called.
But so they go into the sewer and try to fix it. It don't work. That shit just like breaks, and they end up, getting drawn into this whole fucking weird new dimension, man. Some fucking light down there just draws him in and shit. And Luigi ends up in the horrible Badlands and
The
shit.
Darkland. Yeah, the Darklands.
Darklands. Yeah.
And Mario ends up in the Mushroom Kingdom.
X.
And
In which I saw the Mushroom Kingdom, and I feel like that may be foreshadowing for some interaction between Sonic and what's it, fucking Mario. Because if you remember, if you've seen the Sonic movie, that's actually where Dr. Robotnik got banished to. He got banished to like this weird dimension where there's a bunch of mushrooms and shit. And so I think that may be something that they use to tie that in. I think it would be dope if they did do that. But to focus back in on the movie, they put Luigi in this scary situation, and that's an Easter egg too. What is it? Luigi's Haunted Mansion. I played that game back in the day too. Actually, my mom played that game a lot more than I did, and I fucked with that shit whenever I was growing up. So I thought that was dope, and they did the music to that too.
Bro.
And had him like acting all shook and shit like he did in the game.
here's
Hey
where
KTL, before
ahead.
you get to the next point.
Oh no, I'm not going to the next scene yet.
Yeah, I want to point out something that we kind of missed. The very opening of this movie was like the introduction to Bowser and the his army.
I did skip over it. Yep.
Yeah, and so I actually saw that scene. I think that was the first trailer, so I saw
That
it
was the
already.
trailer that got released. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
the
playing
same
for me
exact shit.
before the movie started.
Okay, yeah. So what they did was they took that from the trailer and made it the very first scene. So I had already seen it, but I think it's important to introduce that because they introduce the villain first, and so it's not like the villain's just randomly thrown in when we talk about him. They put him on the screen first, and they showed
He was
what his
smoking them
plan was.
penguins, bro.
Them
They was
penguins thought
smoking
they
the
was
fuck
doing
out
some
them
shit with
they
penguins.
them
thought they was
snowballs.
doing
Man,
some
that
shit for
penguin
real.
was
For real.
talking crazy.
He was
said,
talking
"This is
greasy.
but a fraction of our
a
power."
little bit of the shit we got for you, bitch ass nigga.
Yeah, he was talking crazy.
Hey, he told Pools, he told Buddy, he said, this is only this a small piece of what we got in store for you. Do you yield?
That nigga
That
actually said
motherfucker
you.
said,
Nigga said, "Hell
nah.
no."
He
Smoke the
said
shit out them
no.
niggas.
Was a magic nigga, boy. That the nigga with the magic wand and shit. That nigga was going crazy.
That nigga might have been cold, bro. Like that
I
nigga.
don't know, bro. He might have
That
been a
nigga was
hoe.
up in the stick on everything,
Nah,
bro.
he
Like,
was on their ass, KT.
Yeah, he was on their ass, but we gonna get to it later, right? But yeah, they did that, good. So like I did forget to address that. Yeah, Bowser gets the fucking
Star.
superstar and
Yeah.
shit. And he's got a whole evil devious plan. Jack Black was the voice of Bowser. Interesting choice. I don't know how I felt about it. Out of all the voice actors, I think it's the least one I'm the least like interested in, but it was
How you feel
okay.
about the other voice actors? We didn't really mention any. Chris
Pratt,
Pine.
good.
Chris Pratt. I said Chris
Charlie
Pine.
Day was
Chris
a lot
Pratt.
better.
you did.
Chris Pratt. Yeah, Chris Pratt.
Charlie Day was a lot better as Luigi than I thought he would be.
What? Charlie Day is so fire, bro.
Yeah, but I didn't think he'd be a good Luigi. Like,
Just because he's short.
no, because he sounds like this.
Because he's short.
That's a little nigga. Nigga like 5'4".
Shit, animated
He sounds
pool.
like this every
That
time
don't
he
matter.
talks. I don't think that fits Luigi for.
Do you think it fit?
Well,
Oh,
really,
I-
the only time we hear Luigi,
Oh,
that's crazy. The only time that we hear
Crazy.
Luigi talk, like back in the day, is if you played Mario Kart. He talks a little bit, and if you played fucking
yeah,
the
he got
Haunted
like a
Mansion.
nasally voice.
We're talking Super Smash Bros. Too, boss.
Hell yeah, he do.
Does he? I don't think I remember.
Michael Key played Toad. I thought that was a good voice actor. I can't remember the girl's name that played Peach. Somebody can look it up while I'm talking.
Anna
I'm actually
Taylor.
looking at it right now.
Anna Joy Taylor. Anna Taylor Joy.
I don't know who she
Shout
is.
out, shout out to her.
Yeah, Anna Taylor Joy. She
And then
actually
we
looked like
had
Peach. That's crazy.
KTL. That's the girl that was in Split. The
Fire.
yeah.
And then later in the movie, I didn't, I'll go ahead and say this. I thought Seth Rogen did a great job, voice
Yeah,
acting.
As Donkey Kong.
I was very impressed with that. But right, so get back to the point. we're in the Mushroom Kingdom, in the Dark Lands and shit. This is where we can talk about like this movie is beautiful, bro. Like this movie was
Nah, for real.
animated so beautiful. Like the Darkland shit really was like some dreadful ass shit, bro. You see the dry bones pause, and then you see like all these fucking lava and like all this shit. Like it
All
The
these
really
fucking
the
lava.
zombie, the
fucked up. Yeah,
zombie turtle or
that's what they
skeleton
call them.
turtles or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, that's what they call them. They call it dry bones
I would
pause.
have beat their ass.
Hell yeah.
Them
And
toads.
Yeah.
what?
No, the little
No,
skeleton.
you talking
Turtle
about
niggas.
Skeleton
oh my
turtles.
bad. You talking about in the dark
I
lands.
would have
Yeah.
beat the
Yeah.
shit out of them niggas.
It
Oh,
don't matter,
I don't
bro.
know.
He accidentally smacked up one of them. The nigga fell apart and then came back together.
Exactly. But
There
look,
was a
right
lot.
then, I would have been like, "Oh, these niggas pussy. Look how easy they break." I would have beat their ass.
That's a fact. There was probably like hundreds of them. Like you see later on, it was a gang of them
Yeah,
hoes.
I ain't gonna lie. I would have ran after that. That's too many.
But like the Mushroom Kingdom was beautiful too, man. All the detail, the vibrant colors and shit. Like it was very beautiful, man. This whole movie was animated beautifully. So like, Puol said 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, man. But
I'm talking about the music, but
I
I
know
also agree with you. The
this is about,
how
this
it
movie
looked also.
for this one. But right, so he's in the Mushroom Kingdom. He sees, Toad out there walking along. He got a backpack and a stick. You know what I'm saying? He just out adventuring, doing whatever the fuck he doing. And like, he leads him. He's like, hey, I'm trying to like get my brother back, And so he says, all right, well, we gonna go to the kingdom and we gonna talk to the princess. So they go, take their long trip all the way back and they make it, man. And they start integrating all the Mario staples that we're used to, all the different warp pipes traveling around and shit. You know what I'm saying? You got another great musical score. They go past an antique shop and a motherfucker's holding a Super Nintendo cartridge. He says, does this work? He said, yeah, pause. You just sometimes you gotta blow into the cartridge. Like, I thought that was a
Which
cold callback.
something for the viewers. That shit don't work. We always thought that shit was working and it did not work, bro.
Shit, it
What?
made that whole
It
work
didn't
and then
work at all. Literally all you had to do was take the fucking cartridge out and put it back in. It was
mm,
just reestablishing the connection between the cartridge and the game system that was working.
fuck
Not
all
Oh,
you
that.
that
fucking
shit
blowing
work.
into it.
That shit work, nigga. Fuck out of here. That shit work.
But so you learn that the kingdom is gonna be under attack soon. Bowser headed that way, and like Peach got a plan. She finna go talk to the Jungle Kingdom and try to get their army, to do a fight. So all right, cool. She goes out of there, and then Mario meets Peach for the first time, and she body
And he
slams
gets
the shit out.
slammed on his shit, boy.
Yeah, like and then the toads jump him. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a great comedy moment. Before that, I forgot to mention. Before that, I liked the great comedy moment with the little guards at the front gate where they did the oh no, she's in a different castle. Like they did that little reference and shit. And Toad looked like he was finna get active with him and shit. Then he just starts cooking. Fucking guy just throws like some potatoes in a pan or some shit, a skillet. But yeah, so now like Peach is like, oh, she talks to Mario. He's like, hey, I'm going to get my brother. I need some help, all this. And she's like, all right, we're gonna see what you got. And so she takes him over to the little obstacle course. She run that bitch so smooth, man. And
Yeah, we don't really get to see Peach get too active in other shit unless the game calls for it. So like that was cool to see like a different side of Peach where she's not a fucking damsel in distress.
That bitch
that's
do
a
all that
fact.
shit in Super Smash, bro. That bitch top tier as fuck. Pissed.
But you get to finally see Mario like with the mushroom power up for the first time. Motherfucker hates mushrooms, boy. But
But that
he
nigga got taller. Nigga grew
yeah,
damn
he
near a
gets
foot.
tall and swole, and then he fucks off immediately. Like he fucked up almost immediately on that obstacle course, boy. He was ass.
But he sticks
He was
with it
ass as
though.
fuck.
Like my
Yeah, he
man
stuck with it. He was
from day
ass
to
for a
night.
while.
That nigga
Also, they keep the meta of the games in the movie very well. You know, whenever he gets hit, is when in the game is when you lose the power of the mushroom, and they kept that parallel with the movie as well. So I thought that was cool as fuck.
But
Yeah. So that happened with Mario and the course, his obstacle course and everything. He had to try to, figure it out, learn how to do it.
He was trying to prove himself, man.
Facts. But I want to go over to the other side real quick, man. Let's go over to the other dimension, man. At this point, Bowser, we realize that, of course, he wants to take over the world.
Corny?
Of course, he wants to take over the world, but part of his plan is that he stole the superstar because he wants to marry Peach. He's trying to impress Peach, and he wants her to rule.
Cornball, man.
He wants her to rule alongside of him, and I got to give him a round of applause, man, because he put on a fucking amazing fucking musical performance at that moment. Like the boy had an amazing fucking song, boy. I'm not gonna lie.
The only thing, though,
I ain't gonna lie to you.
He was wilding, KTL.
That song was kind of
neither.
Most of the lyrics was just peachy peach peaches. Like
he was going crazy with that.
But you a big turtle monster. Like, just go snatch that up.
Hey, Puels, listen, I can't really take him serious because for me, I feel like this is a now I don't know if they've done this in any of the other like Mario shit, but this is like a fucking what do you call it? Like, it's not what Bowser is supposed to be.
Technically, it is low key.
This is what
play the games. It is him, like on the cool.
What?
Could you explain that?
Like really, like be trying to fuck with her and like secret, like in the Paper Mario,
but not like this though, right?
Just like he's behind the scenes, like, hey, I'm really nervous about like talking it. Like he really like corny, low key. Like he really know that. People don't really like, because he's like this big imposing fucked up dinosaur and shit. Like he be corny sometimes, bro. Like he really just be trying to pull a bitch. And his subordinates was out there, like they was talking crazy to him. They said, "Hey, what the fuck are you talking about? Go get married." And he smoked, buddy. He turned him.
He hold the fuck out that magic nigga.
No, not the magic, the other guy. Like
no, he hold that magic nigga, boy. He said, "Go find out who that nigga is." He hold the fuck out him.
Like,
yeah, but I
think he made him play the piano with him and shit, and then hold the shit out that nigga.
And they were doing the little tune again. The
oh, that was fire on the piano.
That shit was fire as fuck.
Hey, KTL, Bowser was wilding in that moment, bro. On the piano, the song, he was going crazy. Like, that song was fire. I might listen to it again.
Yo, he said a funny ass, cold ass line at that scene too, or whatever. He slammed his subordinates' fucking fingers in the piano and shit, and told him to go find that nigga or whatever. And the subordinate was like, "Hey, can I move my fingers up out this hole?" He said, "Nah." What do you say? Pain inspires something.
Best teacher or some shit. Like he was cooking there. But
and then the fast forward. So like Luigi is captured. Clearly, the penguins from earlier are captured.
Got him, boy.
Yeah, they're all captured over there with Bowser. That nigga Bowser was trying to figure out who Mario was, and he asked Luigi. Luigi wouldn't tell him, so he started ripping that nigga mustache.
Hold on. Let's go. Can we go?
Every guy that comes through with colors, with clothes that are almost the same color as mine,
look like mine
on his hat, like.
Bro, hold on. Let's go to the fucking cap. I think the capture scene might have been after that when he's sitting in the fucking little hanging shit over the lava. Bro, it's a depressive ass blue star in that motherfucker, bro. Emo ass star. What's wrong with this nigga, bro?
That boy's talking about that boy's talking about some existence is pain until it's not anymore. Then you vanish into the void of nothing. Like, bro, the fucking hey, shut that shit up, man. Like,
no, he was doing that, Roots, but he was doing it he was doing
like
that.
He was whimsical with it, bro.
Yeah, he was like a innocent ass child saying that shit.
That
so
shit is
like, what was wrong with that little nigga, bro?
What's the backstory behind this star? I don't remember it in the
game.
Real,
I don't remember it at all.
Them stars is from, I don't know, like if this was what the reference is, but the first time you seen them stars was in like Super Mario Galaxy and shit, where like
okay,
he had all of them fucking little star motherfuckers that
I remember them. They ain't fucking talk though.
Yeah, it's in Super Mario Galaxy, KTL.
What?
Yeah, it was in Super Mario Galaxy.
But all right, so Mario fucks up the obstacle course, but Peach is like, yeah, you can tag along. All right, cool. So they finna go and shit. And Toad says he's coming too, man. He's not gonna let nothing bad happen to Peach. And I was like, all right, Toad, get after it. You know what I'm saying? So they go, they have a little like travel montage. They climbing up mountains. They, doing all type of like different obstacle courses and shit until, we already talked about Luigi got captured and shit, yada yada. So you get to the scene, they in a field of fire flowers, man. And they like get to talk. You get a little bit of
Yeah.
you get a little bit of Peach's backstory, you know what I'm saying? And she's like talking about how she don't really remember nothing. Uh like
It just
of
popped up in that
Yeah,
hoe.
she just popped up there and they like made her the princess and shit, which is kind of fire, but you know,
Or she
yeah, like
popped up there, they raised her, and then she became
hell
the
yeah.
princess. She was old enough.
You get a little bit of the like the romance or whatnot. Toad, now that's what you need to be talking about, Slim. Toad was wigging. Boy, Toad was playing the shit out that instrument.
He wasn't better than Bowser. Bowser went crazy.
I guess, man. But right, so they finally make it. You know what I'm saying? They make it to the jungle shit.
Kongs.
I don't think I've skipped
The
nothing.
Kongs, KTL.
Yeah. They made it to the jungle kingdom and shit. And they get taken through there on a cart ride, man. Motherfuckers on the back. That boy was whipping that cart around corners and all type of shit, man. Shout out to dude. But yeah, so they get there and you got King Cranky Kong and shit. And he basically tells them to, fuck off. They're not getting no help. And Mario's like, hey, let me tell you something. One of two things is gonna happen. You gonna help us, or we not going nowhere, and it's finna be a problem. And so he says, all right, you know what? I'll help you, but you got to beat my son in combat. They said, all right, bet. He goes into this fight, and that boy Donkey Kong was beating his ass, boy.
Well,
He
well,
was
before that,
on
yeah.
his ass.
Look, before that,
He was a goofy. Before that, he was out there doing some little showboat ass
he was just
dancing.
a showboat type of
He
nigga.
was
Like
on some
he got,
fucking
no
Terry
goofy.
Crews making his titties move and shit.
He was that nigga, bro.
yeah, they
Hey,
love that
Pull,
nigga.
he was
They
on
love him.
his ass, boy, but his pops was not going for it.
The problem with Donkey Kong was not that he was goofy, KTL. He was just like egotistical and he was like showing
And
off and
he
shit.
might have been goofy, Slim, because later in that fight, it got real. I don't know what the
But I
word I'm
don't think
looking
it was
for
because
is.
he was goofy. I
It
think
got
he was I think he like what did he say? He was like a showboat, and so he was kind of just like he beat the nigga ass, and then he went to go show off instead of like finishing the nigga off pause. Like he was like that type of nigga, like the nigga that wants to taunt rather than beat the fuck out of his opponent till he can't like get up type shit.
Mario was out there doing some dumbass shit, and that boy Donkey Kong was on his ass. Oh yeah, and they did the
But
Donkey
turned into
Kong
Ant
rap,
Man.
and they had the fucking like they had the characters from Donkey Kong 64, like all the other Kongs, they had them over in the
Diddy
bleachers.
Kong was
That
there.
shit was cold. Diddy Kong was there, Dixie Kong was there, Chunky Kong was there. It was
Diddy
lit.
Kong was up there dick sucking, man.
I
He
don't remember what
definitely
Whoa.
Diddy
was.
Kong was doing. But they called his name out. What he was doing? I don't
He
remember.
was out there. He said he
Yeah,
told him to
that was Donkey
shut
Kong.
that shit up. Like
Oh yeah,
Nigga was up there dick sucking, man.
he
that's
said
his
that means
man,
he
Which
was
is
bro.
all them
bullshit because the
motherfuckers
last
looking
time I
around
seen
looking at
Diddy Kong, bro, the last time I seen Diddy Kong was on motherfucking the Donkey Kong Country, and that nigga had dual pistols and shit. And they got this nigga being a goofy in the movie.
Kid in the movie. I feel like.
he definitely just a sidekick, low key. Like shout out Diddy, but he definitely a sidekick. So like I understand why he was out there
Just
dick,
like the other Diddy.
but I get it. But
So,
yeah, so finally the tables turn, man. Mario turns into a cat and he got on that motherfucker ass, boy.
fucking cat.
He started smoking Buddy as a damn cat. So, you know what I'm saying? It gets like the fight goes, great fight scene. Uh
Mario
and so
wins.
yeah, about to say Mario wins. And so he's like, all right, bet. So here's the plan. We're gonna go back and try to, help the kingdom and shit. And I know a shortcut. Get yourself a cart. And that was a cold scene, man. He was out there making them fucking carts like they was customizing they
Mhm.
shit. That boy Toad rolled up in a fucking monster truck and shit. He
That
was
shit was
trying to be
fire.
he was
The
trying to be cool and shit, and that hoe started moving. He couldn't do nothing.
I like it. The callback to Mario Kart. I like it. I like. I didn't get all of the callbacks and the Easter eggs, but I like the ones that
Mhm.
I got.
Yeah,
I like how
yeah.
they
No,
incorporated all this shit.
they had a lot of them shits. But yeah, you get another great musical score. They go and they driving through Rainbow Road and shit. That
Mm-hmm.
shit was fire as fuck. You know what I'm
But
saying?
Meanwhile,
the callbacks are dope because it allows them to use the blueprint that they already have to set their setting and show the story and whatnot.
right,
It's dope
I
how
don't
they
think it
have
should have
all of
been
these things that they can pull from, even down to the having the star there, in which he didn't actually
Exactly,
have to talk in that moment. But
bro. They just
Super
did a
Mario
lot of
Galaxy
shit because they
wasn't
couldn't
that
finish.
big of a
Right.
game, but to have that as a character to call back to Super Mario Galaxy, I think that's dope as fuck.
yeah,
They
Roos,
did
I
that
don't
shit
think
because
this
they knew
movie
the
should have
fans
been.
would like it, bro. Like, and I
Yeah,
love
that's what I'm
that.
saying. I don't think it should have been that difficult to write this movie because they had so much shit to pull from. Like
Right.
it's probably a lot of shit that they left out too. But it's like there's a lot of things you can do with Mario because Mario has been around for decades. There's
They got
been
all
different
types of different media to pull from.
facts, and so I like the shit that they did. I don't think it's should have been that difficult. I don't know if it was.
It wasn't that hard to write it, but how do you feel about the execution? Like how they presented everything. You fuck with it?
So I'll say this, Pulse. I think part of it might be nostalgia, but it works because maybe it's just so fire because it's nostalgia. It's childhood. Like we
Right.
remember this shit. We used to
I agree.
experience this shit back then. But I mean, it works. So I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I can't really think of a time where it doesn't work. Like my mind
Oh,
immediately
nostalgia
goes
works.
to
That shit's fire.
Click, not Click, fucking Pixel, the Adam Sandler movie where they have all of the '80s type games and the arcade games and whatnot throughout the movie and shit. It's nostalgia and it's meant to do just that. It's meant to kind of
Exactly where you were.
bring the
Like,
past to the present type shit.
yes.
And it works every time to me.
Yeah, nostalgia powerful. I fuck with it. So
Yeah,
yeah, KTL. Meanwhile, while they're riding on the rainbow, of course, Bowser at this point has already been tipped off. Pause. I don't know if that's pause. He already knows that they're like coming. Pause to try to like overtake him.
pause.
Yeah, overtake him. Pause.
You doing this shit on
Hey
purpose, yeah.
Slim, you
I
want
don't
me?
even
You
think
want
that
me to
last one
say
was
this
pause,
shit? Like,
Pause, but I said
Nigga said overcome.
hey, don't worry, Slim. I
overtake,
got
bro.
this right.
What?
So, you know, yeah, Bowser sends his minions, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the little magic dude and all the fucking like the different Koopas, man. And they got some crazy shit, man. Them motherfuckers. Well, first off, I do want to like make note of this scene. You know, Luigi is in the little cage and they do a little flashback sequence about like, it was a time where like I assume that was Spike as a kid, or at least it was some big bully. You know what I'm saying? Luigi was just out there minding his business. He made himself a cool little sandcastle and shit. He just trying to have fun, enjoy life. Buddy come up and kick that hoe. And he started laughing at him and shit. And Mario got on dude ass, man. He
Hey, I
was
do got.
baby Mario. They was finna like, huh?
Oh yeah, Mario had that big ass hat on. Him and Luigi.
Hell yeah, because that was baby Mario, baby Luigi and shit, big ass hats.
Yes, yes, man. I do got one question though. We like, I guess I can ask it now. But for, Yoshi wasn't in this movie. I think I kind of
They
expected
did
Yoshi
have
to.
Yoshis during the travel montage. They had the Yoshis in the background running through because at one point Mario's holding one of the fruits from like that the Yoshis be eating,
But
and
don't
one of
they
the
have?
Yoshis
Don't
stops
they
to
have
look
their
at
own
him.
Yoshi?
No,
Yeah. There is a Yoshi that like the Yoshi that Mario rides
That's what I was
often,
thinking.
especially in
but I don't
was
think
it
it's ever
Super Mario 64.
implicated Yoshi outside of like the cartoon. Like I think it's just like a Yoshi that he generally finds.
Oh,
Yeah,
so like
usually he just
any
stumbles
Yoshi?
across it. He doesn't. It's not like a fucking Nimbus cloud where he just calls, "Hey Yoshi," and he
Yeah,
just pop
I
up.
thought he had his own Yoshi that they would. Okay.
No, but yeah, they showed the Yoshis in the background, which was another great touch. I thought, like referencing it was some shit from Smash Bros. And from Yoshi's Island and shit, right? But yeah, so you get the big Rainbow Road scene there, riding through that bitch, and this gigantic fucking vehicle with like a garbage compactor type of deal, like just some spikes and shit, is like trying to get them out of there, man. And I don't even know how to really describe this scene. I'm not even gonna try, like, but it was very well done, artistically, the whole way. They end up breaking the Rainbow Road, and the army can't get through. The Kong army can't get through. Mario and Donkey Kong, they fall all the way off that bitch and down into the water. And, Peach and Toad decide they have to go back to the kingdom and shit. So, right, Mario, like you see Donkey Kong gets knocked out, like as they're falling and shit. Mario got to save his life, and they end up getting ate by some big fucking sea snake thing. You know what I'm saying? So they stuck inside there, bickering and all type of shit. Meanwhile, Bowser has like reached the spot, and he's gotten it. Like he's basically, Peach gets back, and he shoots his shot, man. You know what I'm saying? And that bitch basically tells him to eat shit. She'll never marry him. And then the little magic dude comes out there, and he's finna smoke Toad, boy. Like it was finna get real crucial for that little dude. And she says, fine, okay, I'll do it. I'll marry you, such and such. And so the wedding is set. The magic guy goes down there, and he tells everybody in the cages they're invited to the wedding tomorrow, but they're all going to be sacrificed as wedding.
Yeah.
And fucking the stars finally mercy.
What the fuck, bro? Like,
That nigga wanted to
something wrong
die.
with this fucking star, bro.
All the Kongs are in the cages now too and shit.
Yeah, they got captured.
But finally, Bowser, or not Bowser, Donkey Kong and Mario, they find a way, to upset the little sea snake shit and get, they make their way out of there, and they're headed back towards the kingdom. Meanwhile, Bowser is like doing this wedding shit. Peach gets her little bouquet from Toad and shit, and it turns out to be like a big fucking ice flower deal. And so she freezes him, she freezes the fucking
That
machine
bitch
that's
thought she was
throwing
Elsa from Frozen.
Luigi into all of that. Like she was out there getting active. I can't lie to you.
Bitch out there freezing shit.
Motherfuckers set the King Bob-omb on fire and shit, all type of shit, right? So Bowser finally hold on. Yeah, so Mario and Donkey Kong, they make it back to the kingdom and shit, and you get a cold ass scene, man. They running through that bitch with all power-ups and shit. Donkey Kong throwing fire, Mario beating the shit out everybody. I like that scene a lot, man. I thought it was pretty cold. But finally,
Yeah,
you do
the combat in this is done very well. When I think of animation combat, my mind automatically goes to fucking Incredibles, and I think this may have surpassed that. Just with they have a different set of settings and whatnot that they have to work with, and they can throw a whole bunch of different Easter eggs in the combat because that's basically what Mario is. He does a lot of combat in his games and whatnot, and so. I think that was really dope how they showed it. How like Pool said the way they executed it. It's nostalgia, but with the way they executed it at the level that they did was very great. And actually, I really can't wait for another, Mario esque movie. Even if they do a fucking I don't know a Donkey Kong movie or something like that, I would definitely be looking forward to it.
That's a fact, right? So yeah, everyone's reunited and shit. Bowser sees this shit, he gets pissed, and he launches a big fucking bombshell bill at the kingdom, and it's finna, smoke everything. Mario's got this fucking power up where he's the fucking Tanuki and shit. He can fly and everything,
Nigga
so
go
he
Super
flying.
Saiyan.
Hell yeah, he's flying along trying to like distract that bitch. He smoked that fucking thing in the eye, man. That bitch wouldn't stop going. So he said, all right, you asked for it. He spun and smoked that thing in the eye. It starts
Dude
chasing
got
him.
pissed.
Hell yeah, it starts chasing him. He leading it through these mushrooms and shit. He's like, all right, I got an idea. He sends that bitch through a warp pipe and it blows some shit up. You know what I'm saying? And eventually, through some more circumstances, they all end up in the original world, the Brooklyn world where Mario and them came from and shit. And Bowser's like, all right, I'm done with this shit. And he starts beating the shit out Mario,
That
boy.
boy punched the shit out of Mario.
He was beating the shit out, buddy, man. Mario was there
Hey,
on the ground all fucked up.
and all of a sudden, fucking Luigi acting like fucking Captain America with a fucking shield.
Well,
What?
hold on. So like
Come
motherfucking,
on,
you know, like
man.
Bowser got that star and shit, you know what I'm saying? That little fucking invincibility star. That bitch gets knocked away from him. That's what happened. Mario was running trying to get that star, and Bowser like
Bowser got
starts
in his way.
breathing all these flames. That boy Luigi standing there like Captain America. Go ahead, Slim. That motherfucker said, he
Yeah,
said, I
dude think he's
told you
Steve
nothing can
Rogers.
hurt us while we're together. And that's the greatest moment of the movie. Like,
That's when they got
motherfucker.
the star, right? Did they get the star right there?
Well, yeah, I'm talking about like right before that though. Like Luigi really
Yeah, I
like
mean
look
after that they
that
got
bitch
the star.
melting and shit. You know, he's like
But
nothing
KT,
can hurt us while
let me
we're
say this.
together. And then dun, dun, dun,
Well,
dun, 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 dun,
well,
like
okay, well that line, like that quote comes from earlier in the movie.
yeah,
Mario
Mario
said
been
that to
saying
him.
it.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but I will say I feel like the reason I can't remember which one of y'all pointed this out about Luigi. I feel like the reason Luigi was such a like a quote unquote sidekick. I was gonna
Bitch.
call him a
Yeah.
bitch
He was
ass
a
nigga,
bitch,
but
yeah.
yeah, I think it was character development to
It
this
was.
moment right here.
Mm-hmm.
Because this moment is when we finally see Luigi kind of stand up for himself. Like he's actually taking action. He's not just in the background getting saved by Mario. He's actually turning around and saving Mario this time. And so I think it took the entire movie, but I feel like it was intentional for him to be like weak from
That's
the
a fact.
beginning.
Yeah, that's kind of how his character is portrayed a lot of times, especially in the haunted mansion shit. Like this nigga is spooked of every fucking thing. Like a fucking picture shake a little bit, this nigga shit himself damn near. And
Mm-hmm.
that's just kind of how they portray him. Even when he's by himself. So I think to show the more courageous side of him was that actually does his character justice.
And
Yeah.
then they get the fucking star, nigga. Star power.
Yeah, yeah. The musical score once again kicks in, and they just start tearing some shit up. Boy, they
They start
beating the
wigging.
shit out some shit. You know, they parents like are looking out the window, seeing them do all this cold shit, and you know they
His
beat the
pops
hell
finally
out
proud of
Bowser.
him.
Boy, they beat the hell out Bowser.
You
I
put
Yeah,
don't
that
that
nigga
star
on his
know
power ain't
back
what
no
to
joke.
pocket,
say.
man.
You
That star
gotta,
power
you
ain't no big joke, bro.
y'all gotta see the fucking scene. I can't even do it justice, man. But yeah, they beat the hell out. They vanquished Bowser and shit. Turn him into a little mini midget Bowser, put him in a jar and shit, and the day is saved.
They had to
Thanks
set the
to
W for
Mario and
Wumbo.
Luigi.
Put that nigga in a jar.
Hell yeah. But yeah, they so they've saved the day and there we are. It
My
it
bad.
cuts to
Cool.
the
I want to.
fucking like the ending or whatever,
They live in the
Mario
Mushroom
and
Kingdom now.
Luigi are waking up. They go into another day at their job. They kick open the door and they move to the Mushroom Kingdom, man.
Yep.
And they do like
Uh,
some wild little flippy ass shit. And
I
there you
want to
go.
introduce. I want to introduce like a different type of ending to this. So with everybody being familiar, everybody here being familiar. Well, everybody, period, being familiar with the franchise that is Mario.
Correct.
If they were to do a second movie, what route do you guys predict that they would take this? In my eyes, I think a good thing for them to do is to introduce the Wario brothers, fucking Wario and
Waluigi and
Waluigi. Yeah, I
mm-hmm.
think that would be pretty dope if they introduced them as evil characters because that's kind of how they're portrayed anyway. And so I think
That
that
could
would
be
be a
cool.
cool little thing for them to do.
I think
What do y'all think?
there's like a couple of options. They did the Paper Mario games and the Mario and Luigi like Partners in Time and Superstar Saga. Like they did all of those kind of games. And at a certain point during them shits, Bowser like it ended up being where like Mario and Luigi were on the same side as Bowser to fight like a bigger threat. And I think perhaps that could be an interesting avenue. Although maybe that would be a third movie. Maybe they'd need to set up some more stuff in a second movie. But I would definitely like to see that happen.
What you think, Slim?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't have enough context in terms of like the previous Mario content. I got some. I do agree with the Wario Brothers thing though, since they have I think they kind of got Bowser out of the way. Now, how they would get him back to be an antagonist, I don't know. So I
Mm.
think they're probably moving away from him as an antagonist. So I think the Wario Brothers probably would be a good option that they can go to next. seeing as how they built up Luigi now, and now he's able to fight alongside Mario, and there's no fucking one-sidedness where he has to take care of his brother anymore type shit. So maybe they
Right.
could like go that route, 2-on-2 type shit.
Did y'all did
About pot
like
agreed.
I don't think Slim did who
What
else
pot
either?
agreed then?
What
Yeah,
happened?
no, he's there.
Oh no, yeah. They could do all kinds of things. I don't think Bowser is over. The nigga's never over. He's always on the next
Exactly.
team and shit like that. I agree with the Wario Brothers thing. Also, Waluigi, Wario, that should be dope as antagonist. Maybe my man Luigi could get his own movie, Luigi's Mansion 1. They might
That
could
Oh
do
shit
yeah,
would be dope.
whatever.
That should be
Regardless, the
hella
next
hard.
movie needs to have Daisy in it. I want my guy Luigi to get himself a bitch, man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? That's
yeah.
priority number one. But I was gonna ask, did y'all like Slim didn't? I don't think. Did y'all watch the post credit scene?
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Nah, I had to get up out of there. I was tired as a bitch.
Who else did you see it?
Nah, I got the fuck up out of
Slim,
there.
you would have liked it, man. You know, so the post credit scene, you know, they do the little credits showing everybody. Then they got Bowser in, you know, a little bit bigger than he was before, like, you know, but still tiny in this little ass bird cage, and he was wigging again, man. He had another part of the song that he was singing earlier and shit in the bird cage, and they like them toads told him to shut the fuck up and cut the lights off on him and shit. He said, "Who the fuck you think you're talking to? I'm Bowser," and it cut off. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh yeah,
Bowser
sounds
never going
amazing.
nowhere. Big Bowser.
Oh yeah, I mean, I
Right.
would agree with that. Who else? That's what I was saying. Like, I just don't know how they're gonna bring him back. Like they could, but
You
you know,
think he
after they,
can get out of the cage?
yeah, but
Yeah, I'm
they
about to
shrunk
say
him, didn't they?
he'll escape some way.
Mario got shrunk earlier in the movie. I mean, it was for 5 seconds.
Yeah, but that was because of a power up.
That's
It
a
was
power
because of the
down.
power up
Same
here.
shit. Same shit.
Yeah,
It was
but
the same mushroom.
I would have to see, man. I don't know how he's gonna get out this cage and go do that
All
because
you gotta do is hit yourself or something hit you and you'll get
And the
your
power wore off.
yeah.
But all right. So I think we pretty much covered it all, man. Final thoughts, rating, black shirt guy.
I was very much entertained with this movie. To the point where, like I said before, I'm very much looking forward to some type of sequel, or maybe they venture to a different part of the Nintendo universe. I think that would be super fucking dope. The anime, it's not anime. The animation of this movie was so crisp. The details were very good. Down to, whenever they introduce the fact that Mario doesn't like mushrooms and he starts picking the mushrooms off his plate, and they look like mushrooms that you would find like in spaghetti or some shit like that, bro. Like this shit was clean as fuck, bro. Like I really fuck with this movie. Just as a person who played a lot of the Mario material and growing up with that type of stuff. I really fuck with this movie. And so, I had absolutely no problem being a 28-year-old man walking into a Mario movie by myself. Didn't give a fuck. I was there to be entertained, and that's what I was. I was very much entertained. I didn't see much of a problem with this movie at all, which is why my rating is going to be really high. So I'm going to give this movie a 10.
Damn.
All right. So I went into this movie, you know, I had been hearing that the critics gave this bitch like a 48% when I had seen it, you know.
Jesus Christ.
The critics had that bitch at like a 48%. You know, so my expectations were not high going into this. I was like, okay, you know, they probably like made like some little kitty ass movie, you know, but it's cool, you know, we'll see what it's hitting for and shit. So I went in there and I was thoroughly blown away, honestly. The animation was beautiful. The musical score was fantastic. All the references and inside jokes and things that they included were amazing. And knowing that they have almost infinitely more to draw from is also, you know, amazing. Um, I think that there were moments of comedy where I actually genuinely laughed, and that's, you know, kind of rare for me. They told a good story. I
And
think that
if
there's
you'll
a
be
way that
fat.
it could have been better, but you know, I don't think it could have been done much better. You know, like I think that they told like a great story for what they were going for. A lot of the critiques from the critics that I'm seeing, you know, is it people are upset that this shit didn't have some, you know, big moral of the story or have some like woke ass plot points, you know, like it didn't take itself too seriously. And I think that that's entirely the point. This is a fun movie for kids to watch who like, you know, oh, cool Mario. And for adults to watch who are like, oh, hey, I'm familiar with this Mario shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up with this. Like this is an enjoyable movie regardless of your age, I feel like. It depends on how you feel about it personally, but I don't think that there's an age limit here. But I say that to say when we started this review, I was like, okay, I think I'm giving this like an 8. But as I've talked like more over this, I think my score has gone up. I'm probably going to give it like an 8.5. Um, you know, because like there's a couple of things that like might have gone better, but there's small nitpicks, honestly. And realistically, I still might like think later and think that I might have wanted to give it a 9 instead, but I'm gonna stick with an 8.5 at the moment. But it's a great movie, and I definitely recommend people go see it.
As like older guy, like we all are, it was pretty dope, man. Nostalgia plays a big part in a lot of things. Music, fire, dinner, fire. Everything was fire, man. Cinematography, fire. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's graphics, but fire. It looked beautiful. It was good. Story, you know what I'm saying? Story was cool. Donkey Kong, Mario. It was dope. Like just to see that in an animated movie. I fuck with it all. Uh is there anything I didn't really like? It's nothing I really didn't like about the movie. I fuck with it. It's Mario. I don't know why the critics was giving it like a 48% and a 50. I
Yeah,
think
no, that's crazy.
I think the I don't know the name of it, but like when you walking out the building, I think they was giving it like an 8 though. When you walking out the movies, I forgot the name what that's called, but they was giving it like an 8.
Yeah, just regular people got that bitch at like a 80-90%.
Yeah. But yeah, it was cool. I can't go like I can't give it no motherfucking 10. That's insane. But I can fuck with a 8 though. That's cool. Like something animated you could watch with your kids. You could know what I'm saying? You could watch with your lady or whatever. I give it an 8. That's about it though, man.
Yeah. So for me, I think it was cool. I don't think it. I didn't like it as much as y'all did. Uh, for one, I feel like the best parts of this movie to me was the nostalgic shit and like seeing the different characters and some of the different shit they did, like the Mario Kart shit. Like I think that shit was fire. I don't think we talked too much about that scene, but that was another callback. Um, they even threw a banana out on one of them scenes, and they threw the banana out while they was driving.
Was a piece of shit, Slim. Why did he do that?
Yeah. Um, I think the
It was hungry,
dialogue.
bro.
I don't think the story was all that. I think it was alright. I guess the comedy didn't really make me laugh. I think I might have laughed at one thing, and it might have been when Bowser was like wigging with that song. Like that shit was unexpected as hell, but he was going crazy. And I kind of feel like KTL too. Like talking about it kind of made me a little more open to certain things. I realized that a lot of Easter eggs that he was talking about, he said it was more. I didn't know all of them, but you know, maybe if I knew some of them, the other ones, then I probably would have gave it a higher score because I would have had more that I was like, okay, yeah, I remember that. That was fire. But I give it a 7 overall. It was cool. I don't know if I would watch that again. Um, but yeah, it was cool.
So what's the final rating? Slim, tally
I
it up.
don't have one, and I don't think we ever did a final rating with this segment.
We did with John Wick.
Maybe being a dick.
How? It was only 2 of us,
I
and
know,
on
that's why.
Scream we all had the same rating. I don't think we
Yeah.
ever did a final rating.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I don't have one. I didn't add it up.
What was
All
your
right,
score?
one
All right,
second. I
fuck
got
you. All
you.
right, cool.
Let's see here.
What's your score,
You said a
KT?
7, Slim.
Yep.
No, he said an
Uh,
8. Oh, you. I'm sorry. You said a 7.
Me? Yeah, I did.
Damn. All right.
all right. So with all the scores averaged out, we got an 8.4 for the Mario Brothers movie, man.
Fire.
Are we adding this to our movie ratings?
We can
Why
if we
not?
want to, brother.
I just didn't know we was adding these. So I don't think we
Hey, it's
have.
our shit. We can do what we want, bro.
With
Yeah, but
that
it's our
being
shit. We can
said,
also not do
man,
it too.
shout out to the creators of the movie, man. Y'all keep it up. You know, I don't think we have any more final thoughts, man. So we can go ahead and sign out. Real Rap Coalition Podcast. We out this bitch.
LeBron James do some
Oh,
stupid ass shit sometime, boy.
Jesus Christ. All right.